And welcome back to our Medical Minute today. Organ donations can help save lives. So in today's Medical Minute, we're highlighting Donate Life Month. And Dr. Barry Clemson, the medical director of OSF Healthcare's heart transplant program, joins us this morning to share more. Good morning, Dr. Clemson.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in this morning.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and a very important topic for us to discuss today.
Absolutely.
So what is the importance of Donate Life Month?
Well, it just gives an opportunity to celebrate or transplantation in general, and obviously organ donation, because without organ donation, there is no transplant of any type.
Right.
And then I think to celebrate those who have done that, the biggest gift that could ever be given,
right,
in the sense of it, there's a tragedy and now there's this gift of life that goes to another person to save their life. You just want to celebrate that all the time, and this is a month to really recognize it.
Absolutely. And why is organ donation so important, and why should people consider, if they haven't already signed up to be an organ donor, why should they?
Well, again, there's hundreds of thousands of people waiting for different types of transplants because they have end organ failure, kidney, liver, heart, lung, and some unusual ones otherwise. And without organ donation, there's no way to do transplant. You take another organ from a deceased person, and it goes into the recipient. So without that, nothing can happen. The programs can't work. And this has been going on for many decades. And I don't know, probably not public knowledge, but just in the last couple of months, in the United States alone, we passed 1 million organ transplants since the inception of transplant, 30, 40 years ago.
Wow.
So 1 million people received organs to save their life.
Wow.
So without donation, that's not possible.
Right. Absolutely. And how do you recommend people get involved and become a donor?
The easiest way is through the Driver's License Bureau. When you sign up for your driver's license, either the first time or renewals later, there's a question right on the form, and you just check organ donation, yes, and then that goes on the back of the driver's license. So then you have proof that that's your wish if something tragic happened to you.
Right.
But there's other ways. There's an Illinois donor registry. There's a website for that. You can go on there and sign up anytime. Obviously, the driver's license is specific to when you're either renewing or signing up, but the other website can be reached anytime.
Okay. Okay. Well, I did not know that. I did sign up when I got my license. So
clearly, that's the easiest way to do it. You just check a box and it's done.
Right. I always just kind of assumed that was the only way to do it. But there's other ways.
Yes.
Well, that's great. That's great. More than one way. That's good. And what kind of transplant services are offered at OSF Healthcare?
So we have kidney and pancreas, and those programs are well over 30 years old. Previously, we had a heart transplant program for about 20 years, and then we had to close. But now we've reopened, and we've been up and operating for a couple of years again now. So back doing hearts as well.
Oh, that's good to hear. That is very good to hear. And where can viewers go if they want more information about becoming an organ donor?
I mean, you find anything on the internet and Google and so on. So there's many places. But on the OSF homepage, there'll be a way to navigate through to see about transplant in general, and then heart transplant specifically on that website. So that's the one that's local and relevant to Central Illinois community. So that's probably the first place. But if you just Google organ donation or transplant, there's many websites that you can get onto to get more information.
That is very good. And my last question, for anyone watching this and maybe they've considered being an organ donor, but they're skeptical of it, or they're not really sure what it means for them, what is your message to them?
Well, I think the message is that organ donation is not going to be considered or thought about until whatever tragic event occurred to someone when there is no way that they're going to recover. They have brain death. Generally speaking, there's now a different way to do transplant that's not quite that, but it's too complicated to discuss today. But everything's going to be done medically to save that patient first and foremost.
Right.
And then organ donation only comes when all treatments measures have been exhausted and there really is no way out.
Right.
And then you can't take them with you when you have organs that are viable, and transplant can't survive without donations. So without that, there's no transplant. So,
Right.
but that would be my biggest message, is that everything will be done first and foremost, and then donation only when all things have been exhausted.
Got it. All right. Well,
And
thank
then
you.
From one donor, it could potentially impact 9 or 10 people.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
So, well, there are-
it's a big impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I signed up.
So am I. I've been signed up since I was about 25. So.
Oh, wow. Yes. Good, good. That's great to hear. And thank you so much for all this information you gave us today.
Absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Enjoy being here.
Yes, of course. We hope to have you back.
Thanks. Be happy to come back. I've been here many times.
All right. Well, we'll have to keep that going.
All right. Thank
And
you.
of course, if you or anyone you know would like to join our Community Corner, you can head to our website, 25newsnow.com, click on the Features tab, the Community Corner tab. Go ahead and fill out that form, and we'll take a look at it. We'll be right back with more good news and weather. Stick with us.